Has you ever noticed how certain patterns seem to, well, repeat in life? Or why some families just seem to face one challenge after another?
Hmm.
It's almost like things that happened in the past, choices made,
Hmm.
are somehow echoing now, shaping things in ways that are hard to figure out sometimes.
It does seem that way often, doesn't it?
Exactly. So today, we're doing a deep dive into that very idea. We've got some extraordinary source material here, and we're going to pull out the key insights, try to give you a really clear understanding of these, perplexing connections. Our mission for this deep dive, we're exploring one family's story, their health problems, life challenges, personal events, all interconnected. It comes from an audio source called Repeated Surgeries, What Karma?
Yeah, it's quite a detailed account.
It really is. And it promises to be, well, revealing, maybe even a bit startling as we get into the mechanics of cause and effect it describes.
And what's really interesting, I think, is the unique perspective this material offers. We're going to be looking at the potential karmic causes behind these real-life experiences.
Right.
Digging into how things like diet, jobs, even temperament, or small things you might not think matter, how they might show up later in surprising ways.
Not just in one person's life.
Not just in one life, no, but potentially across generations, too. It's about seeing these sort of invisible threads. Offers a different way to think about accountability, maybe.
Okay, let's dive in them. Let's unpack this first story, starting with the person who actually submitted the questions. We'll call her the seeker.
Okay.
Her story is quite something. We learn she's deeply committed spiritually, got involved with her temple back in 1988.
A long time.
Yeah, and her brother actually became a monk around then, still is. And she herself, she's been this constant spiritual leader in her community, always encouraging people, relatives, to make merit, even helping install satellite dishes for, spiritual TV channels. Her dedication seems really solid.
Mm-hmm. Steadfast.
But despite all that, she's faced this incredible series of health battles. 6 major abdominal surgeries. Can you imagine?
6.
The first one was 78, sterilization, but it led straight to a bad infection, plus 3 months of just awful dizziness.
No, terrible.
And just 2 years later, 1980, boom, second surgery. Appendix nearly burst.
Okay.
Then things quiet down a bit, but in 1996, uterine problems start. Surgery for uterine cancer. They found cysts, but apparently didn't remove them.
That seems odd.
Yeah. And then, just 9 months later, 1997, she's back for surgery number 4. That's when her doctor apparently said, "You hurt as much as we cut you."
Oof. That says a lot.
Doesn't it? Then surgery 5 in 2003. This sounds like a nightmare. The whole family got food poisoning, right? But only she didn't recover.
Right. I remember this part.
And they find this huge mass, like the size of a baby's head. The surgery itself was complex, needed 2 surgeons because the first one was hesitant, apparently didn't want full responsibility.
It's concerning.
Yeah, and led to immediate problems after the surgery. So then, just 9 days later, she needs a 6th surgery. Severe abdominal pain, intestinal issues. They had to cut out parts of her intestines, rearrange things.
Unbelievable. Just one thing after another.
And it's not over. Right now, she's dealing with gallbladder stones and an inflamed bile duct. A 7th surgery might be needed. It's just relentless.
It is. And it's truly striking, isn't it, how these severe health issues, though they seem different on the surface, the source connects them quite deeply. It points to the karmic roots for the repeated surgeries, the gallstones, mainly stemming from actions in a past life, specifically in an agricultural society.
Okay, what kind of actions?
The karma of killing and selling animals for food, both small and large animals. That's presented as the primary cause.
The killing karma.
Yes. And there are also mentions of contributions from what's described as minor sexual misconduct and also having a hot-tempered, irritable nature in the past. It's like a cumulative thing. Actions that caused harm or distress, especially for profit.
Manifesting physically now.
Exactly. Manifesting as these severe recurring problems in her own body. And that 5th surgery, the really complicated one, where the doctors were hesitant, the source explains that as this killing karma sort of intensifying right at that moment, pressing down on the situation, making it more difficult.
Wow. Like a concentration of that past energy.
Something like that, yeah. As if the past actions created this pressure point.
That's very specific. And what about that family food poisoning? The source mentions everyone got sick with diarrhea. Does that link back karmically too?
It does, interestingly. That specific event, the shared sickness, was attributed to a more minor karma from a past life.
Minor.
Relatively minor, yes. The act of feeding spoiled food to dogs and cats.
Really? Just that?
Well, it seems minor, but the principle illustrated here is that every action, according to this view, creates a ripple. Even causing digestive upset in animals can apparently loop back as similar issues for oneself or the family.
It really shows the precision they talk about, even small things.
It does. It highlights that level of detail in the cause and effect chain described.
What's really inspiring, though, is how the seeker has responded to all this.
Yes, her resilience.
Exactly. No despair.
Yeah.
Instead, she's doubled down on making merit, positive deeds, spiritual practice. That's her refuge. Still leading spiritual activities, meditating consistently for 3 years. Never missed a beat, apparently.
That's powerful, turning suffering into fuel for practice.
It really is. A lesson in fortitude right there. Yeah. Okay, so that's the seeker. But this isn't just about her, right? The source talks about the whole family web.
Yes, the interconnectedness is a key theme.
Let's look at her relatives then. Starting with her aunt's second son. His story is, well, it's pretty stark.
Mm-hmm. A difficult life.
Definitely. His life was really defined by heavy drinking. He was known for hunting and eating, well, unusual animals as snacks with his alcohol.
I recall reading this. Scorpions.
Scorpions, barn owls, even these things called 100-year-old eels that he apparently boiled alive. Just stuff to eat while drinking, often for days straight. Sometimes wouldn't start till the next evening.
Wow. That's intense.
And his life took a really dark turn. He shot a man. Someone challenged him at a shop, an air conditioning shop. He shot him, then apparently locked the injured guy inside overnight and fled.
Oh, my goodness.
In the morning, he called the police. They found the man had died. He claimed self-defense, went through the courts, and actually won the case, was exonerated.
He won.
Yeah. And afterwards, he ordained as a monk for about a month to, wash his sins, as the source puts it. Then he disrobed.
A temporary measure.
Seems so. And predictably, maybe decades of that heavy drinking destroyed his health. Severe liver disease, kidney disease, other problems. Doctors told him point blank, stop drinking, pour it away.
But he didn't.
No, kept drinking, even when he was too sick to eat. His final days sound awful. About a month before he died, his body swelled up, turned yellow. He was bleeding from his ears, nose, mouth.
Oh, that's horrific.
Doctors confirmed liver and kidney failure. Even in the hospital, he was so desperate for alcohol, he apparently broke free from restraints trying to get home to drink. He passed away shortly after.
Such a tragic end. And the source provides a karmic backstory for this too, doesn't it?
It does.
It talks about a really deep entanglement between him and the man he killed, bound by vengeance across past lives.
Vengeance.
Yes. It apparently started way back when both were drunkards in different groups. In one life, this son killed the other man in a fight over a woman. That act led to him spending a long time suffering in what are called the lower realms, places of intense suffering reflecting severe negative actions.
So it's a cycle.
A cycle of mutual killing, yes,
Yeah.
continuing over lifetimes and culminating in this life's event. And the source suggests that vengeance doesn't just stop at death. It continues.
Wow. And his current state? After passing.
According to the source, he's currently in Yama's realm, often understood as a kind of purgatory. And because of the alcohol karma, he's being forced to drink molten copper.
Molten copper.
Ouch.
Yes, a symbolic consequence before facing other torments described. It also notes that while he did receive some merit, positive energy, from his son and nephew ordaining as monks.
Right, they ordained for him. Yes, but it wasn't enough to overcome such heavy negative karma. Not enough to escape that immediate consequence.
A stark illustration of how potent that kind of karma is considered. Okay, let's shift to the aunt's eldest son. His path was different.
Right. Not the same extremes, but still significant karmic threads.
He was in insurance originally, regional manager, which
Yeah.
apparently meant a lot of drinking. Company culture, entertaining clients, that kind of thing.
Common in some fields.
Yeah. But he hated it, the constant socializing, the alcohol. So he quit.
Yeah.
But then he opened a restaurant.
Okay, a new path.
But the restaurant specialized in selling live animals, fish, shellfish, etc., kept alive until cooked fresh for customers.
Ah, so trading one kind of problematic action for another, in this view.
Seems like it. And he developed a major health issue himself, thyroid disease.
Yep.
He did surgery back in 1999.
And the effect of that surgery was quite specific, wasn't it?
Very specific. It left him with a permanently hoarse voice, really raspy, almost impossible to hear him speak properly, even now.
And if we look at the patterns, the source connects this directly. His thyroid problem, the hoarse voice. It's presented as a result of past karma.
What kind specifically?
A combination. Having a hot temper in the past, being unforgiving, and using harsh, verbally abusive language when angry,
Ah, so harsh. What
leading to a
means-
harsh, damaged voice.
Yes.
That, combined with the ongoing karma of killing animals for food in his restaurant business, it's as if the negativity put out verbally manifested physically in his throat.
A direct echo. That's striking.
It is. And this raises the question, what about his current actions? Still running the restaurant, selling live animals, maybe alcohol too?
What does the source say about the implications?
It's quite direct. These actions are said to lead to a shorter life, more diseases, and eventually rebirth in those lower realms of suffering.
And in future human lives?
Destined to be mute, or perhaps insane, or mentally disabled. And then, interestingly, after his own karma for those states is exhausted, he'll be reborn in circumstances where he has to care for others with those same conditions.
Wow. A long and complex cycle. Is there any way to change that trajectory?
The path forward suggested is for the family to try and advise him. Patiently, calmly, pointing out the dangers, both now and future.
Gently persuade him.
Yes. But if he's not receptive, the advice is for the family to just keep making merit, doing good deeds, spiritual practice, and dedicating that positive energy to him. That's seen as the best way to help mitigate things if he won't change himself.
Okay, so persistence in positive action from the family. Now let's turn to the aunt's daughter. Her life was massively impacted by one specific event.
Yes, the chemical explosion.
Right, back in 1991. The explosion at Klong Toei Port. Dangerous chemicals spread over a whole kilometer radius, and she was caught in that fallout.
A terrible incident.
And the consequences unfolded over time. About a month later, she started feeling weak, nauseous, like morning sickness. Took a year of treatment before they diagnosed severe chemical poison.
A long time to figure it out.
Yeah. Then she had brain surgery, but that caused her skull to collapse somehow.
Oh, no.
And her right eye eventually went completely blind. Her hearing got really bad, too, in both ears. People have to shout for her to hear them. And the source mentions she's struggling mentally now, too, like a nervous breakdown.
It's just devastating. And again, the source points to converging karmic streams, not just from one past life, but several.
Converging, like multiple causes hitting at once.
Exactly. The root causes identified are, again, severe karma from killing and from alcohol consumption in past lives. It's like different debts coming due simultaneously.
So past violence and intoxication.
Yes. Actions causing injury or impairment, especially when drunk, tend to manifest as similar problems later on. It's described as a direct reflection, a mirroring.
Are there specific examples given?
Yes, quite graphic ones, actually. In one past life, she was apparently a man who got drunk and smashed another drunkard's head with an alcohol jar, injuring him badly.
Well,
In another incident, maybe with the same person or another, he fought while drunk again, used a bottle to smash someone's eye, causing blindness.
blindness, just like her current condition.
Yes, and the deafness is linked to slapping people's ears in anger at different times. The source clarifies the eye and ear injuries happened to different victims at different times that stemmed from similar violent, often intoxicated actions. And there was also karma mention related to sexual misconduct involved, too.
So many threads leading to this present suffering.
And it connects to the parents as well.
How so?
Her parents, having apparently sold alcohol in a past life, are now karmically in the position of caring for a child whose suffering is linked back to alcohol-related karma from her past lives.
Ah, so it's a shared family pattern playing out.
Exactly. It shows how these karmic links can work within families, responsibility echoing across lifetimes.
Is there a solution offered for her, for the family?
Yes, a collective one. The suggestion is for all family members to really focus on accumulating merit, abundant merit, through generosity, keeping precepts, practicing meditation.
The whole family working together.
Yes. The idea is that this collective positive energy can significantly lessen the impact of these heavy karmic burdens. It might not erase them, but it can turn potentially catastrophic outcomes into something less severe.
The powerful idea, that collective effort. Okay, let's move to the uncle. His story has a different feel, especially the ending.
Yes, it does.
He loved gambling. Horse racing, apparently did it his whole life.
Yeah.
Since he was young, never missed a race.
A lifelong passion or maybe obsession.
Yeah. And he was a heavy smoker, too, for decades. Finally quit when he was 60 because he had this awful cough, chest tightness, couldn't breathe properly.
Health forced him to stop.
Exactly. An x-ray showed spots on his lungs, tuberculosis.
Uh,
But even after quitting smoking, the symptoms didn't go away. In his last year, he was constantly breathless, had frequent shocks, needed an oxygen tank right there with him all the time, couldn't really leave the house. in and out of the hospital.
Sounds very difficult.
It does. But here's the touching part. His final days, his death. It was peaceful. In the hospital, relatives were there making merit for him. His aunt was chanting beside his bed.
Yeah.
And he just passed calmly. No struggle, no signs of suffering described.
That's quite a contrast with Cousin's end.
It really is. And there was this little mystery, too. Right before he died, he raised 2 fingers. His relatives had no idea what it meant.
Yes, the 2 fingers. The source offers an interpretation for that.
What did it mean?
It apparently signified, I fought, or I tried my best. A final acknowledgement of his struggle, perhaps.
I fought. Wow, okay. So why the peaceful death, despite the gambling, the smoking, the illness?
The source attributes that peaceful passing and the loving care he received at the end to positive karma from past lives.
Good karma balancing things out.
Specifically, merit earned from caring for his parents and supporting other relatives in previous lifetimes. Acts of filial piety and kindness to family created those favorable conditions around his death.
So past good deeds soften the end of this life. What about after death?
The source says he was reborn as an aerial deva, an akasa devata, like a celestial being living in a modest sort of heavenly mansion.
So a good rebirth.
Initially, yes. His good karma ripened first, took effect immediately after death. But there's a warning.
Oh.
It's described as temporary. Once that stock of good merit is used up, his negative karma from the gambling, the smoking, whatever else, will kick in and manifest. So it's a temporary reward, not a permanent escape.
Fascinating. The interplay of different karmic accounts?
Okay.
Nearly there. Let's touch on the seeker's adopted son. He's a monk.
Yes, an interesting connection there.
Apparently, he often receives his morning alms near her house, and they develop this strong bond. Consider each other mother and son.
And the source explains this isn't just random affection, it's rooted in past lives.
They knew each other before.
Yes. They were relatives, potentially even mother and son in previous lifetimes. That past connection creates this strong affinity now, this mutual desire to support each other spiritually. The seeker, in one past life, was even described as the supply line for his spiritual group, making sure they had what they needed.
So their connection now is just a continuation of that past support.
Exactly, bearing fruit in their shared spiritual path today.
Right. Makes sense. Finally, the seeker's younger brother. He's also a monk, like we mentioned earlier. But he had a specific painful health issue.
Yes, the recurring abscess.
Right. An anal abscess. Required 3 surgeries, kept coming back in the same spot. Inflammation, pus. Sounds awful.
Very painful, yes. And this raises that question again, why such a specific recurring problem?
What's the karmic explanation here?
It's attributed to a combination of 2 things. First, something called sticky debt karma.
Sticky debt.
Yeah, like holding on to money that was owed to others, delaying repayment even when you had the means, being sort of financially clingy or unfair. That combined with karma from killing.
Killing again. Animals.
Both animals and, in his case, people.
People. How?
In a past life, he was apparently a royal soldier. Killed enemies in battle, standard soldier stuff for the time, perhaps, but still generating killing karma. But he's a monk now. Yes, that's the other side. Later in that same past life, he renounced the world, became a monk alongside the king he served. He dedicated the rest of that life to spreading the Dharma, spiritual teachings, and achieved a high level of inner attainment.
So a real mix. Serious negative karma, but also profound positive karma.
Exactly. It explains the complexity. The past violence manifests as a physical suffering now, but his deep spiritual practice from the past supports his current life as a monk.
And his connection to the seeker, his sister.
Also rooted in past lives, they were relatives before, and he consistently supported her in making merit with their spiritual community back then. She was often the supply line for their group activities, facilitated by him.
They've been helping each other spiritually for a long time then.
It seems so. And the source concludes this section with a kind of encouragement or aspiration for them both.
What's that?
It encourages both the seeker and her brother to keep pursuing merit-making wholeheartedly, and to aim their aspirations towards being reborn together in a place called Dusitburi.
Dusitburi. What's that?
It's understood as a specific heavenly realm associated with bodhisattvas, beings dedicated to enlightenment, specifically in the special merit circle. The idea is to aim high, ensuring they stay together on their spiritual path, never separated from the community or the teachings.
Aiming for continued spiritual partnership. That's a beautiful note to end that section on. Okay, so we've gone through all these interconnected stories. What's the big takeaway here? We've dived deep into this really extraordinary case study, haven't we?
We have.
It reveals this incredibly intricate tapestry. Cause and effect weaving through lifetimes. How actions, big ones and even seemingly small ones, can apparently shape health, relationships, destiny.
Absolutely. It's a powerful illustration, according to this source, of those invisible threads connecting what we do to what we experience.
So zooming out, what does it really tell us?
Well, I think it underscores the idea of profound interconnectedness. Our choices have ripples, long-term effects, not just for us, but for people around us, maybe even across generations.
Yeah.
It really encourages a kind of critical thinking, doesn't it? About the hidden mechanics that might be behind life's ups and downs, and the potential power of conscious, intentional action, positive action, to shape our future.
And that's where it gets really interesting, I think. If every action, big or small, truly has a consequence, as this suggests, and if things like compassion, good deeds, making merit, can genuinely soften suffering, even across lifetimes.
Then it leaves us with a really important question for you, the listener.
Yeah.
What patterns might you notice in your own life, or maybe in the lives of people you know, your family, if you started looking through this lens, considering the deeper implications of past actions?
And the potential of intentional kindness.
Exactly. And spiritual cultivation. What
Yeah.
might you see differently? It's certainly food for thought.
It really is. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive today.